never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can.
Just wanted to, on this video, kind of go over, you know, what it takes to build a retaining wall. You know, right now it is Monday the 14th of March, and I'm pulling some permits for a job that we're going to be starting. So first thing you need to do a job is get your permits. So here for Fontana, you have to fill out an application, lets you know where we're doing the job, and if it's the homeowner, you go ahead and fill this section out. If you're the contractor, you fill out this section, but you still have to fill out the owner's information. You also have to come up with a drawing of the rebar that you're going to be using, the type of block, the length, the height, and then it kind of on their website it actually will give you a little diagram letting you know what is the minimum requirements for that city. So it's super easy. Just follow along what it says, and then it'll tell you, okay, you need to do this wide of a footing, this deep, this amount of rebar, and the spacing. They'll basically lay it all out for you. Once you submit your application and your plan gets approved through planning, then you go over to the building and permits, and they'll give you their stamp. Once you get that done, you pay for your permit. A permit for the retaining walls, I can't speak on all the other permits, but for retaining walls it's about $190 roughly. And you pay that while you're at the city. You just go down to City Hall. Once you're done with that, they're going to give you a job card. This job card, along with this one, you're going to keep these together, and your site plans, you're going to keep these together, and you're going to what I like to do is I'll put them inside a Ziploc bag, keep that on site, so if for any reason I'm not there while the inspector is coming, he has all the information that we're doing. He has everything that he needs to know on that job. So keep these three together, keep them on the job site. Nice little practice to have is put a wooden stake, staple it to that, or somewhere where they can see it, so they can just, you know, it makes it easier for the job. You don't want the inspector to have a hard time trying to figure out what they're trying to get done. So that's the first step. Now, next step would be obviously excavating and getting the floor, you know, flat, and start getting the footing dug up. So we're gonna get started on that tomorrow. For you, it's gonna be a couple seconds, but I'll see you guys when we start excavating. See you guys. Okay, so we've got our permit, we're ready to go. So the next step would be excavating any dirt you may have on the property, to be able to get down to the footing. So before we even start digging the footing, if it's a regular wall, like a property wall, like something like this, you can just start excavating right away. But in this situation, it's going to be a retaining wall, so we need to go ahead and get the ground level, get the flat, and make that back vertical cut where, you know, the wall is going to be. So let's go back there and we'll take a look at what we got going on. Okay, so what we're doing right here is basically making the back of the wall cut. All of this is going to be taken out with a skid steer. Right now what we want to do is just dig that vertical line for the back section of the wall. So let's knock this out, and then we'll go ahead and tomorrow we'll start getting all of this material out of here. But let's finish getting this back cut done. Okay, so you've got your permit, you've started excavating some of the dirt off your site where you need it. Next step is gonna be probably the longest step and the most boring and most expensive, which is just taking all that material out and get it hauled away. The reason it's so expensive is the dump cost. But that's what we got going on. This is gonna be the next few days, is we're just gonna be taking the material out from the backyard, loading it up, and getting it hauled away. But yeah, that's the next one. It's about, like I said, it's gonna take us a few days to get that taken care of. But I'll show you what it looks like once we get everything removed out of this property. Okay, so that process that you just saw just gets repeated over and over and over again. It's pretty boring, but it's also probably the most expensive part of building the wall. Just to give you an idea, I'm 6'4". This is about 5 foot right there. All in all, this is going to be about 80 cubic yards. So if you see the huge dump trucks, those are 10 yards each. So that's 8 of these completely full. That's about 120 tons of material. And obviously it's 2,000 pounds per ton. So 240,000 pounds we're removing off this one property. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just make a part 2. Just because I don't want these videos to go too long, and honestly just watching us do this over and over and over again is going to be an extremely long video. But just wanted to kind of go over, you know, getting your permits, start your excavating, and on the next video we'll start with the footing and getting the blocks put in. So I'll see you guys for part 2. Thank you guys. Have a good one.